Hi friends, this is Shudipto from Mindberry. So today our topic of discussion will be Maven's properties tag. So this is a very useful tag, but maybe less of us are aware about this particular tag, but this tag can be useful. So the properties tag is kind of variable placeholders, so you can define some of the variables, and that variable value you can define. It's a static, and then all over the POM you can just use the value with the particular syntax. So we will see how properties tag works in Maven. So here I have declared one property called java.version. So this variable, this is a variable, and the value is 1.8, right? So whenever it is required, we can just use it. Suppose we can use a spring dot version maybe, and then for the spring framework, wherever it is, suppose spring version and then 2.5.6 or something like that, and wherever we are using this spring dot framework, there inside the version we can specify the same. So whenever we are upgrading it or something we are doing, even for the spring test frameworks and all, so we don't have to update it in the all the places, right? So we can update it inside the properties tag itself, and it will be embedded everywhere. So to demonstrate that, probably I have created one Spring Boot project, and then I have opened its POM, and I have defined this property. As of now, this properties may not be used anywhere, but we will see how it is used. So probably one of the good example will be if we create something, we can write something on the console or file, right? Then we can see at least how the variable, what will be the syntax to print this variable. So that we can do, and for that we can use various plugins, Maven plugins, which can echo or which can print whatever we want the message or some string into console or into a file. But I have chosen some of the plugin called some echo Maven plugin, and we will try to write it. We'll try to write it how. So we'll first integrate this Maven echo plugin, and then we will see how the properties can be printed and all, right? So we can just go to the plugins part. So here it is, plugins. Now we can create a new plugin. We can print this, we can paste this plugin thing, and then we can define the executions, and inside that execution we can define the phase where it should be executed. First we will define the ID. So we can say something like echo Maven plugin maybe, and then the phase, which phase. So probably for demonstration purpose I will say that we can execute it in the clean phase. We can execute it is basically in the any phase, right? Even in the package or any install or somewhere, but here for demonstration purpose I will use it for the clean phase, right? And then we can embed our goals. So basically if you put the goal, it will suggest you what kind of goals it has. So basically we want to echo some string which will print something, right? So goals, and then inside the executions we need to have the configuration. configuration, and then the message whatever we want to display. So how to print the property tag, right? So here I will say this is to demonstrate how Maven property tag could be helpful we are using Java version, then the dollar, then inside the curly braces you have to place the whatever the property that it's a placeholder variable, right? So whatever the variable you have defined, whatever the placeholder you have defined. So here, and what will be the log level, right? So label can be info, and if we want to have it into some file, then probably some of the files, so that also we can define it into the properties, right? So log.file.path, then we can have logs, we can have logs, and we can have log file.name, that could be something like echo log.txt, something like that. Then we can go over there, we can use the same styling, log.file.path, .name, and is it append it? Yeah, it should append it instead of creating new every time. So inside the log file we should see the Java version, right? So let's execute the clean phase then. Yeah, so here after the execution, so nothing will be written on the console, right? Because we have specified to file. So it will be basically written in some file, and we can see we have defined the path, right? So it will be created inside the logs, and we have defined also the file name. So it will be created, it will be shown as this is to demonstrate how Maven property tag could be helpful. We are using Java version 1.8. So yeah, even you can use it into some of the dependencies when you are declaring into POM. So sometime you are using something, some of the dependencies from your system path also. So you can define the scope as system, and inside that you can define the system path and the path of the local library. So this is how this property tag is useful. So yeah, that's all for today. I'll be coming with some new topics and new and it can be short, it can be long, but yeah, it will go on. So thanks everyone.